Alright, and we are finally back with another episode of Bron Plays Games. And this today is Skyrim. Again, we escaped the burning village and made our way back for a meeting, which was absolutely boring. Unfortunately, had to wait until I managed to get myself a new cable. My boyfriend managed to break the front microphone port on my computer, much to my yes, I wasn't very happy about it, to say the least. Alrighty. There we go. Now who am I choosing? I have to follow one group. I think I'll be following these guys. Basically, we've got to find these keys to stop the bad guy from unlocking the Heart of the Gods, which when I first heard it was, I thought they were talking about the Heart of the Cards. And obviously, those of you who are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! Or, you know, you've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, the whole Heart of the Cards thing was bloody hilarious. Which are we meeting up with? So we're meeting with the brothers. It's over there. Huh. I gotta stop with the tisking. Well, these guys are going this way, so we're just gonna hightail it through Skyrim. Or Falskir, as we are in Falskir at the moment. I actually really enjoy this mod. It adds something new to the game. I keep pressing wrong buttons. I'm actually a huge fan of mods. I know a lot of people are a bit hesitant. Well, not a lot of people, but there are people out there who disapprove of mods for XYZ reasons, which some are valid. I did a report last year at uni on the use of mods in video games and whether or not they played a role and what role they played and whether or not, you know, what's the pros and cons for using mods in video games. Most of what I found as cons towards video games is some people view mods as cheating. Because obviously you get mods that enhance the player experience. I'm actually using the Convenient Horses mod at the moment, which enables me to store stuff in my horses. You know, my horse is able to carry stuff as well as increase the speed of the horse. Not increase it, you know, exponentially, but just increase it enough so that, you know, we don't. When you're travelling from one place to another, especially when you're going from a new place and there's still got several kilometres to run before you reach your destination, no matter how close you are to fast travelling or whatever, it makes it a lot more interesting. But also the Convenient Horse mod also allows it to make sure that if you want, the horse can't die. Because let me tell you, when you first start playing Skyrim and then, for unfortunate reasons, say your horse fell off a cliff, not that that's ever happened to me, it can get annoying to have to keep paying. You know, obviously as you get higher up and further up through the levels, you know, buying a horse is nothing. But when you first start, it's a bit annoying. But the other big major concern people had with people modifying video games was in reference to Rockstar's GTA 4, where the hot coffee mod was created, which enabled you to basically, the modder, all they did was make access to a bit of code that had Rockstar created this part of the game which allowed you to interact with a girlfriend to your character in a sexual manner, even though apparently you still had clothes on. But the code, the modder just found the code and just made the code accessible as a little bit of a, here everybody, you know, you can now have sex with your girlfriend. And so that can ruin, because Rockstar's claimed that they hadn't created it originally. But then of course when they did say yes, actually we did, it caused a bit of a backlash. Because consequently the rating for the game had to go up. But yeah, and recently, I always do that. It's, even though it says burial I'm empty, I still open it just to make sure there's nothing hidden in there, you know. Now recently though, I remember seeing a news article about how someone had created a rape mod or rape hack into charred corpse into GTA 5 online, which, you know, there's a lot of things wrong with that. You know, you hear people say that a rape culture doesn't exist, but well, if people are making, you know, modifications and hacks that allow you to rape in game, then sorry to tell you, but yes, there is a bloody rape culture and it's quite disgusting and people need to stop with that shit. I'm very big on the whole ending that sort of thing. Have I just walked around? I think I just walked around in a circle, didn't I? That's what I did. Maybe, I don't know. Let's go back outside. But yeah, so that happened. But the other thing that looked at, but those were the only bad things I could find in regards to against mods at the time. In addition to that, oh hello horsey. You know, mods allow many people who, you know, it's a fun way for the people to interact with a game. People write fan fiction, people write, you know, they draw fan art, they do fan things. But modding
You ready to get the key?
Oh, yes, I am. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's go.
This place has been overrun by a bunch of crazed necromancers. Let's go.
Yes, let's go. I will destroy them all. You just stay out my way. I'm waiting for you guys, or am I are you guys following me? You're following me apparently. Okay. Like Falsky, take Falsky for example. Falsky is a mod created by, I'm pretty sure it was just more or less created by one guy, with a few friends as voice actors. But it got him a job. Last I heard, he actually ended up with a job. And some people mod for the sake of, you know, getting them a foothold in the industry. I know as I complete my studies in CGI and game art, I will be creating mods for video games. I'm actually looking at creating a female mod for Assassin's Creed Unity. So that'll be fun. My lecturer actually recently called Ubisoft out on their bullshit about not being able to animate women. Because essentially all that...
Just an old trick.
Essentially that all you have to do to animate women in a video game is you got the rig on the model, which is essentially the skeleton. So you got the 3D model and then you rig it, which is the 3D skeleton, which allows the animators to do the animating. And all you have to do in order to make it be feminine, besides having, you know, titties jiggling, is to basically put a wiggle on the hips. That's it. And all of that, I think, can be done, what he said, was with a bit of code. Just one code line, and that's it. So he said their excuse saying it's too difficult to animate women is a load of hogswallop, or codswallop, or whatever the phrase is.
We have visitors.
But
Kill them
he
now.
said if
You won't
Ubisoft
make
had
it
said
key.
that it was a case of them not being able to get voice actors in, having to rewrite the script, then that would have been a more valid excuse as opposed to saying animating women is too hard. Which is, especially when they've done it before, and a lot of people do it. And half the time you don't even... Not all women have a bit of a wiggle on their hips, you know, some don't. But, yeah. But mods are great. They help, you know, they expand the game, make it more interactive. I'm using the Frostfall mod as well in Skyrim. That I particularly like because it makes it more of a survival-based game. If any of you've heard of Frostfall before, it's actually really cool because you have, you know, you get wet. You could die from getting wet. Ooh, look at all these charred corpses. That's a little bit gruesome. I was telling you, yeah, but new spell learned. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I like mods in video games. They add a little bit more to what you've already played. I was talking about Frostfall. Shit. Sorry. Essentially, it just makes it a survival-based game. You get exposure settings based on if you're wet or cold. Which is, you know, great, because if you say traversing through the top reaches of Skyrim, you could die from being exposed to the snow, and I think it's fun. I really do. Keeps me on my toes. I haven't died yet, but essentially you have to build a fire and have a tent. You can collect dead wood to make fire, and actually it's great because you get to use burnt wood. Oh no, not burnt wood, the burnt books. You know, you find all those empty burnt books everywhere throughout Skyrim, and you can use them to make a fire. So, you know, you go through a dungeon, you see them, you might as well collect a few, because if you get caught out in the, you know, cold, and you've got to create a fire, it can damage you, because especially if you don't have enough wood to build a fireplace straight away. It takes about an hour's time in game for you to collect up enough dead wood or firewood, and of course if it's cold during that time, your exposure setting, so many people will go down and you could die in that time. Damn it. So yeah, Frostfall is really fun. It's great for the mod, and you got different settings as well, like to how hard you can have Frostfall. So at the moment I've got it on the hardest setting. You have the normal setting as well as a lighter version of it. What did I do that for? Eat all the food. But it means, like, if you've got an exposure setting, it's harder for your stamina to regenerate, stuff like that. Yes. So, all the things. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. God damn it. So, yeah, Elven Warhammer. Oh, damn it! I thought you were quiet. That was my alarm telling me I should go and do things. Wait till I've given him, the guy, the key. And collected all the things. So yeah. Alrighty, well that's it for today, I think.
Did you grab the key?
Yeah, I got it.
Great. Meet us back at town. Hopefully the Jorgunners have had similar luck and are waiting for us there.
What's the bet that they haven't and I still have to go and do the job even though you said we don't have enough time? Oh my god! Alright, anyway, that's enough for today. No, don't over. Anyway, I will bid thee all farewell.